Hi guys, sorry about that. I got I got on a train, man, and they didn't go all the way to the stop, so I had to walk from the train station. I don't know from cabs. I'm not that sophisticated that I could figure out how to call a cab. I don't operate so well in 3D. So I got my exercise tonight, running around. Had some exciting adventures in 3D. It was nice to visit the world. I got to endless train rides. I got to have a nice lunch with my son. I even went to B&H Photo and got and figured out the right camera I think to get for so we won't have to deal with the camera always turning off. But I don't operate so well in three dimensions. um, I'm sorry to say, maybe I'm incomplete in that respect, but um, I tend to get lost, and I am very hard headed. I just once I feel like I'm going the right way, I just go whether it's right or not. I insist on going the wrong way. It's just my nature. But that's probably what got me here. At any rate, a lot of cool intel is coming out, and I think we'll get to a lot of it. Let's see if I can move. Can I move this way? Can I move? I might be able to. Okay. Hey, Jill. Um, yeah, I found a better camera. You were right about. I think the FX is the way to go, Jill, not the A7 IV or whatever it was. I think that was fancy. They said it's just simple. It's video. It's no nonsense. No, you can't do photo shoots with it, and that's fine by me. What camera is causing that? Let's see. It's on this side. It's this one. This one. This is it this one or this one. I can't tell. Or this one. I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to fuss with it now. It's a my head is shiny. Any news, guys? I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that I really tried to get here on time. I thought I had plenty of time. It's yeah, Uber. I tried Uber, man. I got in so much trouble with Uber. I don't even bother. I mean, when I just it's I'm like the mad professor. I mean, I can't figure out time. I tell the Uber what time I took. The last time I took an Uber, I told him to pick me up at 8 p.m. when I meant 8 a.m. So I'm waiting for this guy to pick me up, and it's like he's um, he's 12 hours away. So I had to call the rabbi to save me. I said, Rabbi, get me to the station. I'm late. And the Uber didn't show up, and then I got billed for it. I mean, it's just too much for me. But yeah, I wasn't really exploring. I was really just trying to find my way home. But I did get to hang out with my son. We had a nice meal together. And I got to examine the state of being in the world. And they're all I mean, I guess it's because it's New York, but like, you think people, they look very American, and you would think they would speak English. It's just, I mean, also, I take the train that goes by the airport. So people are from all different countries. I met some guys from where were they from? Punjab in India. I mean, cool dudes, man. And they, I was sitting next to a young lady who was, looked very very pretty, and they said, "Is that your wife?" I said, "No, no, that's my ex-wife." And she looked at me, she laughed, and then they said, um, "Hurry, hurry." She was a Hare Krishna. I didn't, I don't, these things don't register with me, but apparently she was a Hare Krishna. I said, oh, all the pretty girls are Hare Krishnas, and all the good food is, that's just from going to rainbow gatherings, man. All the good food was with the Hare Krishnas, and their girls are nicely, nicely oranged out. I'm the wrong way, yeah. For this to see the story, yeah, it's pretty, Jill. I mean, I usually do all my business online. We do video calls. It's so different when you're talking to a human being. I said I was in a rush because I knew I was going to, I was fighting the clock. I just jumped. I said, "Where's the video department?" They said, "It's right there. It's right there. Don't worry." And it was right there, right when you walk in the store, the video department. I said, "I need a camera that doesn't break, that doesn't overheat all the time." And I picked. I saw a couple of salesmen. I said, "I want that one." I figured it out. Right. I'm very like quick, a little too quick probably, but I figured, okay, look, I talked to this one, and I just started, I need this. He was like, "Oh, okay, okay, well," and he said, "This is the camera you need." And he pointed to the FX. He said, "This is designed. It just came out, and it's just for videos, and we won't have problems. And I can change my lens from this." I mean, this whole adventure into starting a YouTube channel. It sounds like a simple deal, like it is in the beginning. When you just get onto YouTube and you turn on the YouTube, and you talk to the 25 people that are there every night, and it's like, but like at this point in my pursuit of this endeavor, it involves like massive technical considerations. I talk to Jill all the time. We talk about, what should I do here, what should I do. Jill's a photographer, so she knows what to do, and we try to figure it out. And I mean, this guy just saved me like $2,000 on a camera. He says, "This is the one. It just came out, and it's like no nonsense, not going to overheat. It's not complicated." I mean, it'll still be complicated for me because I'm not a camera person. But I mean, even getting into the camera phase, I mean, there's a lot of considerations, like technical considerations, in being like a kind of a one man show. I don't have like a staff to like, okay, okay, Ellie, it's time to go on now. It's like I got to turn on the lights, I got to turn on the camera, I got to make sure I have my coffee, I got to, there's no maybe when we go galactic, we'll have, like we'll have a replicator to just like set everything up for me, just like plops down and talk. But at this point, it's pretty much it's kind of a guerrilla operation in a sense. I mean, if you think about it, we're basically replacing the mainstream things with all their big fancy cameras and their equipment and their millions of dollars. And I think the Patriots are doing a much better job of reporting actual news. So that's exciting. Hey Tracy. Um, yeah, it's fun, Joe. Yeah, I also like talking to you. It's does it have the night vision? No, no, but I figured out my whole, this everything is trial and error. And I'm a scientist, so I have to, so I was sort of trained in that way. So, like, for example, the problem I've been having with the night vision is because I have polarizing lens that I a polarizing lens that works really really dandy during the day, but nobody told me to take it off at night. So I just figured out, oh my gosh, I have to take the lens off before I do a broadcast at night. And these are the kinds of things that you don't think about. They don't teach you this in they should teach you this in high school. They should teach you how to do, and I suppose if you really were bent in that direction, if you really pushed in that direction, you could pick it up. But actually right now everything is kind of on YouTube. You can figure things out. But it was confused. Yes, I am confused. um, but good. The Intel and all the Intel renew. Yeah, good vibes. It's all happening. Yeah, it is all happening. I mean, that's the bottom line. So I read some Intel on the train that it's pretty fabulous, and I felt like I was sitting. Actually, see uh, what happened was that the train only went as far as Broad Channel, and then you have to get on a bus, and the bus takes you to the next part of the A train. That's you have to loop around a bit. So that's what really made for an interesting. day. Wow, I could adjust these. Which one is doing this to my head? I think it's this one, but there's nothing. I can't adjust that from here. Let's see. Which is this side? That side is that's over there, but it's this side that really seems to be the. Let me just adjust two. That's a little better. And three. See, you see all this stuff, man. I never thought in my wildest dream that I would be able to master this kind of technology. There we go. Okay. Now it almost looks semi-human, like I could pass as a human now. All right, we're getting closer. We're getting closer, guys. There we go. Was it on the wrong camera? I don't know. There we go. Okay. I think that's a lot better, man. I see. I really want to be able to get that stuff in the background because I love all those lights. But what would I have to do if I sat over? I would have to sit over here, right? I'd have to sit way over here. I don't know if the microphone. It does seem to be working kind of nicely tonight. Sorry to make you guys have to suffer through all this technical nonsense. But okay, so now we can see a little bit of the lights. If I go farther, I should have put the microphone on the other side. I just didn't. All right, let's see if we can do this just a little more. Okay. All right, that's a little better. You can almost see it. All right. So anyway, how's everybody? How's everyone doing? Julie worked after school in high school and center. Yeah, see that. I wasted my time trying to learn. I really wasn't interested in high school. I was really totally uninterested. I was practicing my banjo picking at home. I just and I just didn't. I wasn't interested. Even then I was. Let's admit it. Okay, I was probably setting myself up for the life I have now because even then I was really pretty much a loner, like kind of like scientific weirdo in my house, just doing my own little experiments with with Amy at night, and so I got a head start on this whole thing. It's a little green to red. Yeah, you can see the fun of being a technical wizard or lack thereof. Uh, yeah, you love school. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, you probably had a school where you could learn. The things that I always wanted to learn, they didn't teach in school. Oh, country music. Nice. That's so nice. I'm Kodak certified for color. That's so interesting. Maybe if you stand in your head, the light might be self correcting, right? Energy really seems amazing. Yeah. Just keep going. Yeah. Okay. So let's just keep going. I was disinterested in school most of the time, but I love learning. Yeah. That's Melody. I think we should get together, man. There's just like we have a connection, man. It's like I think something and then you say it. Um, I hope your husband isn't like 6'5". He's gonna like I'm gonna hear a knock at the door. And this is so yellow, really. Do I need this all this yellow? It really looks unnatural right now. So, which carrot? Which? Oh yeah, yeah. All right, I'm just gonna leave it, man. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's really bizarre. Okay, all right, whatever. It looks a little yellow, right? Which one is so yellow? It's number one. Okay, I'm sorry about this. I see. If I had been here on time, if I hadn't gone out and done all this stuff, that's a little bit. It's a tiny bit better. It's really the big light. That's okay. All right. Anyway, I look somewhat humanoid. X-rays for years that way. Uh huh. Great weather in California. Melody hears me too. Yeah. Melody might be. Melody. Maybe you should start your own channel, man. You just got it all together. I hated high school. They tried to hold everyone back. They had tried to hold everyone back to the level of student with the worst grades. Huh. Interesting. Erwin, you hated high school, man? You're the man. I listen. I also, he's sweet. Okay, he's not going to beat me up. That's good. He's sitting next to me. Okay, good. I didn't mean any harm to Melody. She's just so on the money, man. I mean, you guys must be so happy because I mean, where's the spirit in Rachel and Cherie? Right, Cherie has abandoned me, man. She's tired of me. I couldn't keep up with her. I mean, I was so intrigued. It was the first French girl that would ever talk to me, and I was just so like over the top. I think that I just scared her away. Um, yeah, Erwin's a man. My high school was a training camp for fighting. Yeah, right, New York. Yeah, man. I hated high school. Graduated early. I also graduated early. I wanted to get out of there. The author, the amber color that it. Do you know film is the amber color that it is? Didn't know. All right. Didn't know, Julie. All right. So you guys ready for some intel? I bored you with my escapades today. Escalades, my escapades today. But I've been on the train for hours, and then I was walking through the streets, and I asked some guys who were clearly speaking Spanish. I said, "Donde está la playa?" And they said, "Oh no." He says, "Oh, you." He said, they were like, "You'll never get you. You've got to call a cab. It's too far. It's too far." I said, I mean, you know, but I just kept walking, and they were wrong. I wasn't so far, but I was far enough that I'm late. CoverGirl powder, maybe some CoverGirl powder. Yeah, just my head is shiny, and the lights are yellow, and there's not much I can really do about it at this point. Well, actually, there is. Let me just do one thing. Is that any better? I don't know. I think it's a little better. It's a little more interesting without that bright light, but it's still too bright. I don't know why it's so bright. I've cut these colors down. Okay, that's better. That's one, two. Let's do. See, I have three cameras here. I can't even believe that I can do this. Okay, why is it on the wrong thing? Okay, okay, it's a little better, right? A little more interesting. And we'll go down to one more light, and what do you think, guys? Like this? Better? Is that better one side? I don't know. Give me a little light on that side. Okay. It's the top lighting. It's the bouncing off my head. Now that could be rectified actually if I have the proper. I don't. Okay, whatever. We'll live. All right, so let's get to the intel. I'm sorry, I'm boring. I was too much. I was talking. Oh, but look, we got the lights. Now you can look at the interesting lights flickering in the background. The head is still a little shiny. Um, I could just go like this, right? Put my, yeah, better. All right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't make sense that that my head is so shiny. I guess I just need to powder up. But no time. All right. So anyway, so don't get bulb burn, right? Stop adjusting your equipment. All right. So Donald's annoyed. All right. So everyone's annoyed with me. I'm sorry. All right. So let's go. Let's go to the intel. Okay, here we go. Let's go over here. No, did I do it right? Yeah. Okay, we got it right. All right. So I'm going to go. I saw a lot of intel tonight. I'm going to go to a certain channel that had everything that I wanted. Let me just see this. Fox News live stream. Free 24/7 USA Live News enables you to watch Fox News live on your computer. I don't know why you would want to. Great honor to be interviewed tonight by Mark Levin, Mr. T. But that was really scintillating. Sunday evening, April 23rd, 2023. This past Friday, there was an eruption of energy, also coronal mass ejection from a solar storm that has been on the path towards Earth. With each update, the projections have shown this to be possibly a stronger event. As of this afternoon, NOAA has issued a geomagnetic storm warning for a severe storm. The indication is that there may be a visible aurora where the sky is clear further south. Fate is not without a twist of irony. It was exactly 1 month ago when a similar storm put a display of the northern lights in Maryland and into the Carolinas. I'll share some reindeer photos below. What a G4 severe geomagnetic storm means, according to NOAA scales, power systems, possible widespread voltage control problems, and some protective systems will mistakenly trip out key assets from the grid. Spacecraft operations may experience surface charging and tracking problems. Corrections may be needed for orientation problems. Other systems induce pipeline current effect preventive measures, HF radio propagation sporadic, satellite navigation degraded for hours, low frequency radio navigation disrupted, and aurora has been seen as low as Alabama and Northern California. This is south of our mid Atlantic. Well, that's pretty bizarre. Aurora forecast Sunday night, severe geomagnetic storm. Current geomagnetic activity. Earth's magnetic field is quiet at this writing time on April 21st. As discussed above, a coronal mass ejection, CME, is expected later on today, April 23rd or 24th. Active levels are anticipated for tonight with the arrival of a CME. Forecasters are calling for geomagnetic storming up to G2, moderate levels, beginning late on April 23rd with a chance of a G3 late on April 24th. So something's up. Yeah. Elon really wanted to troll. Trolling is fun. Panic is good. Panic increases the rat population. Paid shill brothers majority of time on top of POTUS's Twitter feed. How is that mathematically possible given volume? Coordination between shills and Twitter? Jack. He or she who laughs last. Nothing is safe. Okay, so Jack's, I think Jack was taken out a long time ago. Here's some more interesting. Okay, yeah, this is the series of posts that I read. I don't know if I should start at the beginning or start at the end. There's a lot. There's a ton of comms here. Some of which we've read. I'm gonna skip the ones we've read. I'm just, you know what? I'm gonna just there's so much info here. It's unbelievable. I'm going to mention the heading, and then I'm going to go do the thing. Okay, that I think that's better, even though it's kind of weird. Like you're looking at a planetary visitor from outer space. Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm just going to summarize these briefly. And Melody is a tin hat. A tin hat would help. Yeah. All day I've had chemtrails in the form of Roman numerals. So that's interesting. In central Washington on a 6,000-foot mountain one time. UK got a test of the EBS. I don't think there will be an EBS. Okay, that's a whole nother subject. Good evening, beautiful family. It's very important to maintain a positive attitude and get ready for a wonderful freedom. Yes, Raphael, I totally coincide with your thinking there. Spread love. Don't get sad. We are in our new earth already. I totally agree, Tess, man. I feel like it. I just, I got to tell you, okay, one thing before I get to the intel, I just want to tell you that for a brief moment, for about a fifth of a second, I thought to myself, there were some girls that were like lost, and I said, "Are you looking for the A train?" And they just looked at me in fear and ran away, which is normal for me. I have that effect on women. But I thought to myself for a brief moment, maybe people are like just weirded out right now and everyone's freaked out. And then I got on the train and everybody was talking to each other. I mean, you never see that on a train. It was just like it was like a manifestation of my own consciousness. People were just like really being nice to each other. It was such a pleasure. The guys from Punjab were flirting with the Hare Krishna girl, and it was just like there was a kind of a twinkle in the air. It was really nice. So I think people are getting it. And I said to the guys from Punjab, I said, how's it going over there? How's it going in Punjab? They said it's fine. I said, well, it's politically, how's it going? He said, well, the elites are bad everywhere. He says they're all going down. He tells me this. I'm like, yeah, man, I totally agree. Hey, Bell, Yeshua. Okay, so here we go. Let's keep going here now. Okay, so tornado. We're not going to talk about the tornado. We're going to go right to the intel. I'm going to read the headings of the ones that we've already deciphered, and I'm going to keep going. Military intel war assessment of the country U and the country R. Okay, that's something that we discussed at length, and you all know what's going on there. I think we all understand that Vlad is, he's done a pretty good job over there. And remember, the Roth kids said, if we lose the country U, we're out of business. So it's going down, guys. Nothing can stop what's coming. Okay, that's all good. And then, the Gilligan's Island thing they're going to talk about, and how Jamie from JP is connected to all these dudes. Okay, so I'm not going to go into that. We've gone through that. JP again, JP Morgan. That's another one. Follow the White Rabbit operations in play. Mr. JB Rubber Mask Pel OC actor. HB laptop marker. The hunters become the hunted. Okay, we've gone through that also. The United States can't win a war against China. Okay, so we're not going to go into that. We've talked about this, the three-letter agency fake mockingbird mainstream news outlets are lying about U.S. being able to defeat China because they want to have a war. They want people to be fighting all the time. That's their shtick. But we're not going to let them. It's because we know world will reunite. Behind the scenes, the country T and the country C in Asia have already made a deal months ago as T will keep its freedom and will work with Beijing more closely as hundreds of thousands of workers travel between the countries weekly. So they're already like gumbayas. They're already buddies, man. They're paisans. They love each other. There's nothing, nothing bad can happen here. So But the dudes are going to try to make it like a big, scare event and all that good stuff. But we're not going to fall for it. We know better, right? Yeah. Okay. It's really worse. Okay. So I just leave it alone. All right. Behind the scenes, right. So we got that. Now we're going to a new one. The nuclear codes. We've dealt with this. The T raid is much more than anyone anticipated. At the deep core of the raid was relations to T and the codes. The bad guys wanted the codes because they wanted to start a thermonuclear war. Those zany dudes, man. They're hey, let's start a thermonuclear war, in our spare time. But they're not going to get away with it. Okay, so as Mr. T never conceded the election, this meant that he still has presidential power and he commands the nuclear codes. So the bad guys were trying to get the codes, but the good guys didn't let them. Inside inside the T files were thousands of classified info connected to BO, UN, and etc. This is just one of the thousands of evidence in classified docs that he possessed, but several wires report the main purpose of the deep state was to get the codes. Interesting. It's very interesting that T never conceded. Yeah, we got that. Word on the wires. T memorized the nuclear codes and the physical evidence was destroyed. Wow. Major confusion on how they can access the codes that is securely hidden in Mr. T's memory. The truth is stranger than fiction, and major confusion floats above the DC, the uh, the swamp. I mean, they're fit to be tied, man. We got the thing about they destroyed the deep underground base in the country U. We already got that. We did that yesterday. DS fake leaks coming. The current leaks that came from the five-sided building were highly confirmed leaks, and the country R used them and placed the story of the true leaks worldwide. Highly means most of the docs were real, and after the leaks, the the dudes put in some fake leaks into the original leaks. Now the dudes are planning to make the next leaks a false flag leak and plan to use 100% coming leaks as a narration to their agenda. So this 21-year-old Jack, they're saying there's no way a kid like that could get all this information. So this was planned by somebody or something. Let's hope that he survives. Please, God, I hope they have him in a safe place. Elon vows to create truth GPTs. Q the Storm Rider seems to be right often in many things. Remember in 21, he told you that T and E and other white hats were going to create a truth network. Then T creates Truth Social. I told everyone long ago that Elon would acquire Twitter and go after the DS. Yes, that happened now and continues as E slams the Tran things and all that. He continues to expose the bad guys. This is interesting. Musk creates Truth GPT, a truth AI system network. You must remember under T administration, Ezra and Cash confirmed that E is the DoD's biggest contractor behind the scenes in deep underground military bases. This is very interesting. Dumbs, white military are running super AI cities with hundreds of thousands of computers. The underground base needs cooling from preferred cold underground the mountain ranges and mountain waters that seep deep into the underground base. Makes you think. So the good guys are deep underground, running cities of these supercomputers. Pretty cool, huh? All right, let's go on. In any case, is it coincidence that 17 the Storm Rider was right, that Mr. T and E and plus another white hat were going to create Truth Network and it's happening? What's really going to buy? Who's really going to buy Parler? This is a very good question that I really like. What major MSM news work is going to be to fully flip after cleaning house? Anybody have any guesses? You saw a blinking orb? Yeah, that's that. Those are actually airplanes. Um, yeah, yeah, they're airplanes. They could be. There are also helicopters in the sky back there. I mean, this is. I'm sitting on. If you could see the other direction, maybe one day I'll show you what it looks like in the other direction. But this is like the ocean side, and this is like relatively calm compared to the other side, which is the airport side, where there's lots of stuff going on, man, down there. I don't even want to. I don't. I mean, I'm boring enough. If you saw what was going on in the other direction, you definitely wouldn't. You wouldn't pay attention, and you wouldn't pass the quizzes. And if you don't pass a quiz, remember there are 10 quizzes, and we're going to average the 10 quizzes. And if you don't get an average score of over 81, you're going to, Okay. So anyway, yeah, I better keep the intel. I'm sorry, I got distracted. I, I slipped into my teacher mode. You kids you're going down. All right. All right. So here, this is a really cool story that you will love. Okay. This is a fun story. And this is really what the title comes from. UN Harvard, the gig is up. This is a fabulous CNN is supposed to flip. Yeah, we know that one. I'm hoping beyond hope that YouTube, I mean, I wish YouTube and Google would flip, man. I'm so tired uh, of whatever. Anyway, it's fine. I have to be. Like Gila will tell me, man. Just think positive. It's going to be okay. I'm under the radar. I'm like, I'm just like a bug in scary places. The owl. Yeah. Hey, Jill. Um, hope the view flips. Chronic Eats? Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. Sure. What city is it? It's New York City, believe it or not. I didn't get a notification for you, only Rumble. Well, that's pretty cool that Rumble would do it. By the way, leave lots of comments on Rumble, and I'm trying to. That's what apparently Phil does. He gets a lot of comments on Rumble, and he actually gets paid, which is, I mean, Rumble does not give me any kind of money. This is so dark now. But I don't know how to modulate this. I'm gonna have to really work on this. I mean, this is gonna be greenish, right? It's a little better though. Maybe that's a little better. I don't know. Then you go into the blues, the pinks, the reds. Jill told me to stay away from the reds. All right. Anyway, well, let's keep going. Now, this is the story that I think is really. This is what I named this adventure. This adventure into Ellie's consciousness or lack thereof. Okay, here we go. Well, this is amazing. 1939, German espionage, the N group, the NAZ, made several contacts in Washington, then began a tour of cities along the East Coast. Can you believe this? In 1939, they're letting these guys into the country to do whatever they want, right? Because they're all in it together. All the all the corporations, man, all these bad boys are like they're eating from the same fruit tree. Now this is here's the story. Ready, guys? I hope you guys are like got your popcorn ready because this is going to require some serious popcorn. The Bureau, okay, the Federal Bureau of assigned one of its own agent, and they even named the agent to follow this guy. Okay, let me read this again. 1939, German espionage. They made several contacts in Washington, then began a tour of cities along the East Coast. Intensely curious about the visitor's purposes, the Fibbies assigned one of its own agents to follow him. The German boarded a train for Boston, and according to plan, the agent waited for him at South Station. But as soon as the train pulled up, the spy dashed into a taxi, sped up Memorial Drive, stopped at Harvard, and ran into one of the houses on the Charles River. Although the agent had been close behind, he was unable to pick up the trail. The man seems to have vanished. Sometime later, the Fibbies learned that a German had eluded pursuit by slipping into Harvard steam tunnels. How did this guy know where to run and how the extensive tunnel systems work? Harvard students today have access to less than 1% of the tunnels, and the rest is closed off and highly secured by armed guards. It was long ago known by the Rocker people and the Roth kids and the U.S. elites, including classified military operations, that the Harvard connection through the city and ran over 100 miles underground connecting to the naval submarine base of New London, primarily the U.S. East Coast submarine base known as the home of the submarine force. Right? You can't make this up, man. It's not coincidence that the dude, little Jeffrey or big Jeffrey or big bad Jeffrey or whatever he is, the Gilligan, Goofy Jeffrey had private permanent offices above these tunnels, and that his buddy Ghislaine had a license for driving submarines. Why not? Of course, everybody has a license for driving a submarine. Don't Anybody who's anybody really has a submarine license, right? I mean, on the weekends, man, on Sundays, if I'm bored, I'll hop on. I'll take out my submarine for a little ride around the ocean. Okay, so it isn't right, not coincidence. Okay, so they and her father, who was a super spy agent for the M group in Israel, brought his daughter into the intelligence agencies and funded her operations. It is also not a coincidence that Miss Maxwell's father was none other than Anthony Blinken's father. Oh, it's all in the family. Interesting, right? Stepfather who raised him. Okay, behind the scenes, the secret military tribunals subpoenas for the richest and most powerful, as Sergey Brin, JP, Jamie, etc., taking place in the Virgin Islands as a military court ordered debriefing, and the word is the subpoenaed guests all sang and gave details on what Gilligan was doing in Harvard. And guess what they were doing? And it connects to the Five Finger Lakes. Interesting, man. These guys are serious. They have a serious network underground. And guess what they do with it? I'll bet you guys already know. They're all related, right? Unbelievable, isn't that? They probably go back as far as Cain. They're all from these bloodline families of creepazoids. As we come closer to Gilligan's Island being exposed, the T card, the C organization, the three-letter agency that starts with a C, is in full panic, and their plans to install Gavin as the next US president is crumbling as the three-letter agency that starts with C is being exposed from within, and military trials in you know where have dropped that the CI that the three-letter agency that begins with C was involved in in J.R.R. Tolkien's title, right? This second book in the trilogy, The Twin Towers, right? The two towers. Amazing how this is all connected, you know? We thought these were all random events, you know, a couple like kind of zany terrorists with they with a night out on town, they drink a little beer and they decide to take an aircraft for a spin into the big buildings. You know, we thought this was all just like, this is terrorism. But it is terrorism, but it's not, it doesn't come from some random dudes. This comes from a very well organized, planned, and sinister society of criminal masterminds in suits, criminals in suits that like to perpetrate all these things against unsuspecting human beings. So much is happening behind the scenes. Yeah, so it has to do with the Two Towers, the Tolkien book. Much is happening behind the scene as the good guys plan to drop major leaks, unredacted files about our favorite president that I cried about when I was 9 years old, man. I remember exactly where I was. I remember the hallway. I was standing in school and I cried. The president in 1963. And it wasn't just like a random, it wasn't, oh, this crazy guy, I'm not going to go into it because I know the little AI raisinets that course through the veins of Gug and Magog will be like, what did he say? Let's go get him. He said something about 1963. We can't have him say that. That would be a violation of our raisinette assignment with our agreement with the dudes. So anyway, yeah, it's going to come out, man, what happened in that time period. And I will be very happy to know that justice is coming. It's not far off. Right. So most aren't aware that these different exposure patterns happened at the same time now. So they're talking about the medical situation, the thing that happened in 63, Gilligan's Island, the financial situation, war, Dr. F and the ouchie, that nuclear things, it's all happening and evolving. We are inside the storm, and the bad guys are inside they're about to go down. Season of the whistleblower worldwide. And why, oh why, does HB have a tattoo of the lakes in upstate New York? Why did Flynn share an article on trafficking around the five-fingered places up in upstate New York? So, I mean, there's one more post that I really want to get to. How are we doing time-wise? Yeah, okay, so I'm going to get to it. Let me just see this. Military coup against Mr. T, a beginning of public disclosure begins as T gets arrested. The thing about HB's computer in a sworn testimony told this guy Morell told the thing that Anthony Blinken, now the Secretary of State, and the son of what is he the son of? Let me just say. Let me get that again. That he's the son of Robert Maxwell, Anthony Blinken, huh? Stepfather who raised him. God only knows where he came from. So what creepazoid reptilian inside the storm. Okay, so we got the military coup against Mr. T and private. Okay, so we have that about the whistleblower identified as a potential director under Biden, said he organized the letter to help. Oh, he wanted to help JB get elected. That's why he did it. He's good reason to do it, right? He wanted to swing the election. I mean, it wasn't like he was just doing a random thing. Of course, right? That's what these guys do. Okay, reports, whistleblowers, debriefings, major chaos, moles, sleepers, triple agents, white hat AI systems began internal attacks on the dudes. Now remember, they got cities of computers underground getting cooled down by mountain streams. Tick tock on the clock. The white hats have infiltrated the DS long ago, and the actors are waking up. What makes for a great movie? Great actors. Okay, now I'm going to get to the really juicy part of the intel. See, intel can be fun. It doesn't have to be, well, what are we going to do? The bad guys are everywhere. I'm scared. It doesn't have to be like that. It can be like kind of a revelation, kind of like fun. Like, gee, is that really happening? Now, this next piece blows my mind. I don't know if it's a surprise to you, maybe not. Any RV news? Cindy, I don't go there, man. I think that's a distraction. I really do. Um, I do. I just, listen, we can't, I've been waiting for the stock market to crash for 3 years now. I mean, it'll happen. Okay. So this is a really interesting story. T will defund the um, the letter after M. The U, how can I say this in a nice way? Like the U, right? The building in New York City on 30, is it 34th Street? The big monolithic, uh, the big, the big cereal box on the East River. The U, you know what? Okay, so this is the thing, and this blows my mind. T has already tried to defund the, what shall we call it, the cereal box by the East River before, because he knew that the dudes were using the cereal box created and planned through the Rocker people and the Roth kids, and they knew Operation Lockstop would involve a medical situation that would lead to censorship and eventually taking over the media through DS military intelligence agencies loyal to the organization that starts with a D, and the three-letter organization starts with a C. Operations that coincided with climate change agendas, that connected directly to worldwide created systems and a one world digital currency that would control the world. One rule, one ring to rule them all. One ring. Gandalf. All right. But here's the bottom line. The cereal box by the East River is all about traffic. They're all about traffic, man. Can you believe it? This supposedly organization there to make peace between the nations was all about the little ones. Can you believe this? It's unbelievable. And now they're trying to legalize this kind of behavior. Like, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's just they're just kids. They don't know any better. They'll like it. I mean, whatever. I cannot. No normal human being can fathom the mind of these demonic creeps. Okay, so they're trying to legalize the thing with the kids and working with world judges and lawyers and world institutes to bring in the world laws to allowing this kind of behavior. As the military operations and alliance continues to say hello to your husband, right? Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a sweetheart. He would have to be. Okay, as the military operations and alliance continue to expose this country that we've been talking about for so long, right? And it's not Ukraine. It's not like I had the Ukraine means horseradish in Hebrew and Hebrew or Yiddish. I'm not even sure which, but I had the hottest crane on Passover at my friend the farmer's house. He grew his own crane. It was so hot. I thought my mouth was going to burst into fire when I ate the matzo sandwich with the crane in the middle. Okay, anyway. Okay, so an exposure as the military operations and alliance continue to expose this country. Gilligan worldwide blackmail things, the three-letter agency that starts with C, including the 2020 selection process. So much exposure is taking place in the last 2 years alone that over 3 billion people will not take the ouchie. 3 billion, thank God. They don't trust the news. Amazing. And as exposure of the DS is growing massively, and Dr. Ouchie is being exposed by the new files on Birdland and more coming, the fall of the dudes is taking place, and Mr. T have plans to expose the cereal box by the East River and all the players, those zany people that hang out in Switzerland, and they go skiing, and then they have big parties when they all put on antlers and and little horns on their heads and all this cool stuff. Billy G they're promoting the alliance of little ones with music industry and the film industry, and it's all going to be whitewashed to be. It's all controlled by this is what they're all about. At the end of the day, what did what they totally changed the medical system so that nobody could be healed. Why did they do this? It's all about the little ones. Doesn't that just make you want to, like, I don't know what. I mean, what is the proper reaction? Would it be a stomach hurling? I don't know. I can't wrap my brain around this. But the three-letter agency that starts with C is running the cereal box by the East River, and the new evidence is trying to legalize this kind of behavior. And this just blows my mind. As military arrest war operations come closer, and to the storm ops. The cereal box, the rocker people, the three-letter agency that starts with C are all in panic and trying hard to legalize it before Mr. T retakes office and military 11.3 law of war procedure begin. Its sound be noted. A large part of the reason World War II was to bring together this organization that looks like a cereal box standing by the so that they could move kids around and nobody would know be the wiser. I mean, if you were to write a novel, like the most bizarre novel imaginable, you wouldn't be able to make this up. That this organization was made intentionally by a world war to move little ones around on the planet so they could have their way with them. That's what this, I mean, when you realize that that's what this is all about, you have to freak out a little bit. It's like our whole world is designed by these creepazoids to move kids. I don't know. The next stage, the military alliance is going to organize the world revolt against the system, and humans must be involved. Must be involved. Read my lips. Humans must be involved in recapturing their governments after the collapse. All right. There's some new posts. Let me just read the new posts. Oh my gosh, there's a bunch of new posts. Here's a post from our friend Letter 17. POTUS and Junior relationship, plane crash in 1999, HRC Senate 2000, the start. Enjoy the show. So we're going to see some very interesting things. There's some interviews with Mark Levin. And so forth. So that seems to be, let me just go back to another source. Oh, I didn't even look at this source. There's so much news coming out. Solar storm watch warning. Predicted 4/23. That's today. Who would have thought? Okay, let me just okay. Yeah, we went through this already. Okay. Okay, here's an interesting post. Actually, I'm going to analyze this whole post. Mr. TWON, it says, and then there's a post that says, do people believe all recent resignations, plane crashes, plane reroutes, EMS, EBS activations, blackouts, etc., are truly a coincidence? Why did Sessions emphasize investigation procedurals are kept confidential? Think magic. What you see. Do you really believe nothing is being done? Reread past crumbs. Who has the power? Why has this been emphasized in the beginning? You have more than you know. You're in Pepe's timeline now. 4 planes make emergency landing in Chile, Peru, and Argentina due to bomb threats, civilian naval authority. And then it says, Mr. T to 7/20/1920, think magic. What do you see? Do you really believe nothing is being done? Reread past crumbs. Who has the power? Why was this emphasized in the beginning? You have more than you know. Boom, 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 boom. Um, wow. Okay, so yeah, that's really, I think that's a lot. I think we've gone through a lot. I mean, the thing that I would emphasize is the thing with the cereal box by the East River. If you're not from New York, you probably don't know what, you might know what I'm talking about, but it's where the United Ends hang out. And this was all designed, this was the whole purpose of World War II. Doesn't that make you feel good? I mean, World War II is just so that, I mean, it's going to take people 6 months to to assimilate this kind of information. Okay, so I'm gonna. It's 9:13, 9:14. I think I put in an hour, and I think we succeeded. Where's my? What happened? Uh, there we are. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the lighting tonight. You got to see the cool lights in the background and the orbs going by, so it's not a total loss. Yeah, right. Exactly, Silky. Exactly. I just don't want to say it. I mean, I don't want to give them more info than they need. I did okay. Yeah. All right. So that's it, man. I mean, oh, I rewrote my song again. I'm not going to play it tonight, but I rewrote it again, and I really made it. I simplified it so that it's almost done. And I'm really sorry I was late. I generally don't do that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna get. I haven't had dinner yet. The UN was originally going to be built on Navy Island, Niagara River above the falls. Then Rockefeller. Yeah. Um, okay, guys, love you very much. And what was that? I think this problem is more in depth. The Queen, the Queen obituary. Doing magnificent. Okay, thank you so much. I mean, I'm trying my best. I was thinking like we do not live in the Matrix. Like when I was walking in New York City, I was like running really fast. I felt like I was in the Matrix because everyone else is just like they're living lives like normal people, and I'm like, I gotta get to B&H. I gotta get home. I gotta get to the broadcast. I got stuff to do, man. Look out! Look out! And people are like, here we go! Look out! This guy is speeding on the. I walk really fast. I mean, Gila, the one or two times I actually got to walk next to Gila, she's like, "You walk so fast, man." So I'm like that. I'm just a tornado on the street. But it's just like being in that movie, The Matrix, because everyone's like they're like living normal lives, and I'm like, I got to get to B&H so I can get a camera so it doesn't break down. It's like I have a sense of purpose. It's beautiful, and so do you guys. Um, Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's a beautiful thing, Rising Sun. Yeah, I am hanging in there. I mean, I got all freaked out this morning when I saw that they gave me a warning. But I got over it. I was angry for like an hour. What is normal anymore? Yeah, I don't know either. But like in the old days, man, like Sunday afternoon, I would say, well, maybe I'll have one beer. Yeah, it was usually like around 12 o'clock. It's like I'm kind of hungover from Shabbos. I think I'll have one beer, and that turned into like 3 or 4 beers of IPAs that are like 9% alcohol. Yeah, and that was my life. But I don't like now. I have a life. I do things. I mean, I'm trying to save the world with you guys. We're trying to save the world. I don't have time to like sit on the street and chat with people. I mean, it's just not. I wasn't even looking at girls today. I was really focused. It's like I got a mission. Okay, I was looking a little bit. I did out of the corner of my eye. Okay, as I was speeding down the street, I would say, But okay, that's just me. Anyway, It's showtime. Yeah, I think so. Sense of purpose. Yeah, it sense. Yeah, thank you. That's a good idea for a song. Yeah, sense of purpose. It's really what it's about. I mean, that's what the Rebbe always said. We have to have a tachlis. We have to, and our purpose is to build a dwelling place for God. Gila, if you're on here, man, that's what it's all about. That's what Gila is like. Gila is like the God warrior. She's amazing. The beer of, yeah. Okay, I'm not even going to go there, Tess, man. You're way ahead of me. Mr. Bartender, yeah, but I don't do that anymore, man. I mean, I got a life, but I mean, I was already, how old was I when I quit? I was already in my 60s, man. And I said, you know what? I think I've had one beer too many. Hair trim, nice, nice, Karen. Yeah, I know, Rachel. It's just that, I'm supposed to be a man of purpose and honor and religiosity, but when push comes to shove, I'm just basically like a wannabe Tarzan swinging through the jungle. Uh, but God protects me from myself. I mean, I don't worry, nothing's going on. I mean, I don't have any. I wish I had some stories to tell, but I don't. And that's by I think that's by God's design. I don't think God really wants me. Like Tesla said, he said, "I don't have time for a wife. I don't. I mean, maybe later, but he was busy inventing, things to save the world." 100 kids. That is just so insane. That is just so insane. Tequila, yeah, man. I mean, I listen. I love tequila too. Oh, okay. That's better that we put that. I don't want to put the thing that was up there. Demonized because of his video of the sunset. All right, guys. Yeah, I don't. I used to get girls when I was younger, but I just I think I did my thing, and it's just like, okay, man, can't you just age gracefully? It's listen, it's a lot better than it used to be. I mean, my libido is like tame compared to what I had to live with for like 60 years, man. It was just like, oh my gosh, can you think of anything else, like one other thing in your life, please, just for a millisecond? It's like, no, I can't possibly stop thinking about it. But I finally come to a place where I'm actually somewhat functioning. All right, anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow. We are out of the matrix. Yeah. We are in the matrix? I wouldn't say so. I don't think we're in the matrix. I'm not in the matrix, man. I'm out. I mean, part of me is in the matrix. I mean, listen, I can't even find my way home from the train station. I mean, I just like, um, yeah. All right, guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. And it was fun. We got a little intel. I think we learned a lot. I mean, that thing about the cereal box by the East River is very interesting, and how they're all connected and they all know each other and they're all related and they're going down big time. Okay. See you tomorrow. God bless. I love